any face with human connection will connect more than just a logo. So instead of only promoting your business through the back of a logo, if you just come out there, show your face, tell your stories, tell how you stand out, that is the biggest thing that you can do to capture the market in today's time.
Well, hello and welcome back to the Amanda Kaufman Show. My name is Amanda Kaufman, and I'm here with Lovely Dutta, who is the founder of Social Delight. She is a social media agency owner, and she works with coaches and founders that are building magnetic personal brands. Lovely has had the pleasure of working with over 50 global founders, and she's achieved standout results like building accounts to over 100,000 Instagram followers and 4 million reach within just 30 days. And she grew her own LinkedIn from 0 to 22,000 followers and has built her own following to over 5,000. She's been featured on Eat My News and She the People TV and a guest on various podcasts and webinars. And she leads a team of 6 focused on scaling brands through authenticity and strategy. So she is all in on empowering leaders to grow their influence, impact, and income online. Lovely, welcome to the show.
So much. That was such a lovely introduction. Thank you so much. Thank you for such kind words. And yeah, it's been a journey, and I'm looking forward to talking to you and sharing a little bit about my journey and experience today.
I love it. I'm just so curious, what drew you to wanting to work with people, with businesses like mine and other businesses to help them with their social media? What was your spark of interest?
Well, it honestly happened very naturally. It was COVID, so we were all stuck in, a home. So I started learning about some, I took some courses, and I came across about this online business world. And I was very fascinated by it. So that's how the journey started. So I started managing social media accounts of a lot of coaches. And eventually I realized that that was a niche that I resonated with a lot too. That became the my niche, in a certain way. Yeah, a lot of coaches came to me from referrals, and then just like that, the names got spread. So I got to work with a lot of different kind of coaches and eventually founders. And I felt that the stories that they had needed to be shared, and they probably didn't have the best way to, share their story with this world from social media. So yeah, that's how the journey began, and it's been a long journey since then. And I am glad that I'm working in this industry because the coaches and the founders are really, bringing a lot of changes. So I'm glad to be a part of it.
That's really exciting. And I mean, it's no small task. You've got a team of 6 that are helping you. Sounds like you guys do a lot of hard work for your clients. For somebody who's thinking about hiring someone like you to help them with social media, what would be the best way for them to get the most out of partnering with someone like you to get their social media to where they want it to be?
Well, absolutely. See, for all the coaches, the business owners, they are running a business first. And in today's time, social media has become such an important part. If you are not like visible online, they probably you are not there. So that is the perception has become in today's time. Busy as these coaches and founders are, they don't have the time to put so much effort into social media as well. But they know in somewhere that they need to be on there. They need to be on there telling their stories, promoting their businesses. So that's where we come. We not just post content for you. We will understand your business, understand your vision, and create a strategy for you, which is tailored only for you and not everyone in the business. So that's how you stand out. Someone is always there in the back of the table. There's someone who is already representing you. The biggest thing that we are specialized in is getting your voice. That's what we always tell. That see, if we are working with a client, it's our responsibility to represent them authentically to the world. So it's not like we are creating content for ourselves, it's for the client. So we always make sure that the client speaks, the content speaks as much as the client would want to, share the insights and knowledge in the industry. So that is the thing that coaches and founders can get help from us. Be on social media, even if you don't have the time. We are there to take care of it for you.
I love that. What is one thing you wish more people did to be more effective with their social media? What's a common mistake you see?
Well, there are a lot of mistakes I see, people making, and especially in today's, like in 2024, 2025, if we just look back at these 2 years, is not focusing on your personal brand. In a way, you are probably still, posting a little bit about your business, about your service, but you are not focused on your personal brand. And that is the biggest mistake you are doing at this moment, because your personal brand is your biggest leverage. Through your brand, your business will flourish anyway. So, and it is a known knowledge, right? Any face with human connection will connect more than just a logo. So instead of only promoting your business through from the back of a logo, if you just come out there, show your face, tell your stories, tell how you stand out, that is the biggest thing that you can do to capture the market in today's time. And I do, that's why we have as like started doing this personal branding as well for the founders and coaches, because we know that there are a lot of things that there is for them to share, and only through the brand, like the business, they cannot. We need the personal brand as well in the forefront. So I think definitely for all the coaches, all the founders out there, they should start focus on personal brand for themselves.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree that having like a strong social presence is incredibly important. Showing your face, showing who you are, right, is really important. And even if you're an expert that's not a coach, I think that that's really important nowadays. When everybody has a business, there's a lot of choices out there. So why are they going to choose you? And social media can be a really, really powerful device for making sure you're maintaining and sustaining those relationships. So lovely. When should somebody start working with a social media agency like yourself? I've noticed like some people really wait, some people start very early. What's your opinion on that?
Yes, absolutely. This like confusion is there. Okay, are we even ready to outsource our social media? And I get that. I get that there are a lot of factors that come into play. Like when you are starting out, you have like a limited resource to get started, so you don't want to take up a lot of outside help, and you just want to get started. But what happens is it's like a complementary thing, right? When your social media is doing well, your business is anyway going to do well. When you have a good agency taking care of your social media personal branding, that is translating into your business as well. So as early as possible, like you can afford and you can start investing in your social media, it's better. Because like there are a lot of competitors, as you mentioned, they are probably going ahead because you haven't invested in the strategy yet. So as early as possible, of course it can differ from a person to person and their priorities at that moment. But if you have a good offer already ready for you, like product to promote, start investing in your social media. You don't have to start with a lot of things. Just pick one platform and get started with it. Slowly leverage that platform, build your business, build it, like make it bigger, and then move it to different platforms as well. So it's like you can make smart choices with it. It's not just about the investment. You have to also think about the ROI you are getting from the social media platform, right? So as early as possible, it's better.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Because like a lot of people are building social media so that they can be more successful in business. And one of the things I've had to teach for a long time is that you're more than your social media. Like you need to have an email list. You need to have, like you said, an offer
Yes.
that converts. You need to have a way that you connect with people beyond the social presence. And I'm just so curious about like, what do you see work the best for coaches that are wanting to monetize their social media marketing?
I agree with that. That only social media is not a sustainable strategy. I wouldn't recommend that either. See, social media is important, but you also need to have a lot of different things. Like, as you mentioned, an offer in the first place. A lot of people, what they do is they are posting content every day. They're like doing get numbers on social media, but they don't even have a solid offer in the first place. That's a no-no, right? Even if you're promoting and doing great numbers, it doesn't mean that it's translating into business. For business to happen, you need a solid offer. You need a good funnel. You need email marketing. You need a lot of different things as well, which can complement the social media part, right? Social media is one part that cannot do it alone. So a lot of people do come and say, okay, I just want to grow on social media, which is fine. Having 10,000 followers on social media doesn't necessarily mean you are having a good revenue and monthly revenue every single month. So that's the difference. I think for coaches and or founders, for founders, their business is already, probably in starting phase or in the middle phase where they have already done something. So in terms of personal branding, what that helps is it just gives a lot more push to the brand's impression as well. So when you see you are doing moderately good, it's very important that you start, leveraging your personal brand as a founder, and not just as a founder, even in your team members should start, building their personal brand on social media, so that eventually all
Ooh,
those
that's so
people.
good. That's gold. Nobody does this.
Yes, and it is very important. It's becoming very, very important these days. That see, when you are all of those people are, bringing attention to your company only. So a lot of business owners don't feel comfortable with this concept, that they are like, no, we don't want them to be, be out there. But this is gonna be a game changer when you start embracing it. So that is
Totally. I
one
love
thing.
this. That's so good. Because, people are making relationships with not just you as the founder, they're making relationships with all
Yeah.
those team members. So it makes a lot of sense that you would want to have a team member based social media strategy as well to increase not
Yes.
just your reach, but also the reputation of the business overall. I remember when I was working
Yes.
in a consulting firm for years, one of the reasons I was so scared to get on social media, I'm obviously over it now, but I was so
Yes.
scared for a long time because companies were like, "Well, we don't want the risk of you being on
Yes.
social media." This is like a decade ago. We don't want the risk of you being on social media. It's too risky for you to get socially engineered, and they're protecting their assets and everything. But I think nowadays it's actually risky not to, because people want to know who they're doing business with. They want to know, like, it's better for you to be a brand ambassador for the company that you work for, in my opinion,
Absolutely.
than necessarily the offsetting risk. I think you've got to train both. Like, you've got to train people to be smart
Yes.
online, but at the same time, be smart online. It's not all just risk avoidance. Some of it is also like, what's the opportunity that we can activate here? That's so good. So
Absolutely.
Lovely. If people were interested in following you, seeing what you're up to, seeing some samples of your work, like, what would be the best way for them to follow you?
Absolutely. So I'm on LinkedIn. I have like 25,000 followers on LinkedIn. You can find me at Lovely Dutta. And I'm also on Instagram, where you can find me at Lovely Dutta here. And we have like our agency website, which is www.socialdelight.net. That's also there. And yeah, you can connect with me in any way, any which way that you prefer. And yeah, it's always a good to, connect with people who also aligns with you and your thought process. And so yeah, social media has become a great, platform for that kind of, relationships to nurture. And just as you mentioned before, the companies won't even let you, be on this social media platform. So we would like there would in no way we'd connect, like from different countries to, like people can connect anywhere right now. So that's such a
That's
game
it.
changer.
Yeah, it's a great big world. And I really just want to say thank you so much for reaching out to me on LinkedIn. That's how we met, connected, went a
Yes.
little bit deeper. We did a little bit of background on Lovely, and we were like, oh my gosh, like, this gal, she's done some incredible things. And without social media, we would never have crossed paths. So wonderful, wonderful. So, listener, don't forget to subscribe if you loved hearing this, and be tuned in for more conversations about furthering your business and being more successful. And we're going to wrap up here, but don't forget, if you've got friends that want to hear what matters and hear about some of the possibilities for having social media no longer